day we recorded that verse, I'm in the studio with Wayne. Wayne was at Hit Factory. He had like the one upstairs, his own little corner.
That
you know what I'm saying? That was his own vibe.
An honor for you to say some shit like that. I'm giving that, like it is that. So it's just like, what can I say? Like, what can I say about that? Like, it's look at me, bro. Just look at me and what you see.
That moment I said to myself, I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom.
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. This hurt my soul to even say out loud. But Lil Wayne, yeah, he looking cooked out here. And not the regular, took a bad L cooked. I'm talking brain fried, memory wiped, forgot who he is cooked. It's sad to watch, for real. This the downfall nobody wanted to admit was happening in front of us.
Because he's taught, he's either very entitled or he was promised something.
More of a rap thing, unfortunately.
And I get it, it's in New Orleans, so people thought, you know.
First of all, I want to say forgive me for the delay. Just the delay. I want to say I had to get strength. I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking.
Today, we breaking down how Wayne went from being the GOAT, the man who was hip hop at one point, to somebody who looked like he don't even know what planet he on half the time. And if you think this was just about him missing the Super Bowl, oh nah, you got a lot to catch up on. Let's start right where the embarrassment began.
But when I heard that, I had actually went backstage because this was after, like he did more songs after the reunion happened. Right. I was like, yo, I need to take a break.
It was gonna go to, I don't even know how people thought that. Yeah, I don't even know how people thought that.
That's such a weird narrative.
Like, yo, it's in New Orleans, so it should go to Wayne.
Nobody thought that but Twitter.
It's a internet Twitter rumor that they just ran with, and to the, I'm sorry, but like.
I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love and the support out there. Is your words turned into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back.
Wayne really, truly believed he had that Super Bowl halftime slot locked down. The NFL had him out here embarrassing himself, telling him to pop out more, to show face at big rich people parties, to play the game a little. Wayne, who was always about staying low-key, was now out here grinning next to Tom Brady, showing up at Michael Rubin's all-white parties, doing the absolute most, just to get curved. The worst part, the NFL ain't even promised him.
Went backstage, we watched it on the monitors. When I heard ripped away from me, I said, oh, Wayne is starting to fire again.
Wayne, the audacity to say this was ripped from me, it was never yours to have. You were never in consideration for it. Some guys on Twitter took the opportunity to throw your name out there and be like, would have been cool if Wayne, and then it got enough steam that all of a sudden it should have been yours. That's not how shit works.
Yeah.
It was never.
That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown.
Jay-Z been the one choosing the Super Bowl acts since 2019, and he wasn't checking for Wayne at all. Meanwhile, Wayne got himself gassed up off nothing but hopes and vibes, only to watch Kendrick Lamar swoop in and take the slot. And then what Wayne do? He got on camera looking sadder than a wet cat, talking about, they reminded me I ain't Shahid without y'all. Nah, bruh, you reminded yourself. You the one who showed everybody how lost you really was. But it didn't stop there.
In fact, I'm gonna be honest. It was one time that was cash money.
Oh, no, it was.
I'm talking about for years.
But the thing is that he recorded that verse.
More happy than the fans, I believe. You feel me?
Right? Yeah. So was it a call from Wayne? Like, what brought it all back?
Call from Wayne.
For just automatically mentally putting myself in that position, like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that. But, you know, I thought there was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. So it hurt a whole lot.
That Super Bowl snub triggered a whole meltdown. First off, Wayne got caught singing Not Like Us on stage while performing his song The Motto with Drake. You heard me right. Wayne was singing Kendrick's diss track aimed at Drake, his own protege, mid-performance, and like he ain't know what was going on. And when people called it out later, Wayne straight up said he ain't even know it was a diss song. He just liked the beat.
I was in the studio. He was smoking like he's smoking now. The only difference is he was rapping, smoking, rapping. And he did like 30 records in my face. No, Ross did like 30. And
what was that like?
From Wayne, it was like, me? You calling me? You feel me? It was like a God answered prayer, you know what I'm saying? You know, just to get that right energy to finally come, you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together. But my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, just my homies on the sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me, and I'm working. Thank you.
Imagine being so out the loop that you out here cheering on the man who ethered your own family. That's not just falling off, that's free falling with no parachute. It's one thing to take an L, it's another thing to be so disconnected you don't even realize you taking L's in real time. And if that was just a little slip up, maybe we could have chalked it up to Wayne just being high or something. But nah, the memory loss goes way deeper.
30 records that you hear on the radio right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. Not just doing shit to be doing it. Yeah.
No. It's back to back. So I'm like, damn, how do I like get into this? Like, where is this 30 records? I'm like, he gotta be tired, or am I playing myself?
During that same interview, when the reporter brought up Watch the Throne, you know, one of the biggest collab albums in hip hop history, Kanye and Jay-Z, cultural shift type, Wayne sat there and said, they did an album together? Like he ain't even know. This the same man who was throwing shots at Jay-Z back in the day. The same man who was planning a Drake X Wayne tape to compete against a Watch the Throne. The same man who responded to Jay-Z's Baby Money diss with his own bars. Wayne was in the trenches for that whole era, taking shots, plot twisting records, talking big boss, shot. And now, man looking around like he just woke up out of coma. It's not even funny. It's low-key scary. Whole chapters of history just vanished from his mind.
That moment I said to myself, I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom. And I worked my ass off to get that position, and it was ripped away from me.
Like Wayne ain't just forget about a random mixtape. He forgot about a war he was part of. It's like Kobe forgetting he played against the Celtics. How you forget the battles that helped shape your whole career? How you not remember one of the moments you was moving the culture? Wayne's out here acting like a confused uncle at the cookout asking who made the potato salad when he the one who brought it. But even the memory loss ain't the darkest part. You start looking at some of the choices Wayne's making now, and it gets even weirder. Like why this man still rocking Balenciaga from head to toe after all the scandal Shay T came out? Ever since that brand got exposed for them creepy, sus ads involving kids back in 2022, most people tossed Balenciaga out their closet like it was bed bugs. Wayne, bro, doubled down, rocking full Balenciaga fits like it's 2019, smiling, and they shot it proudly. And it hit different when you know Wayne's own history. He talked before about Birdman, exposing him to grown shot T way too young. He spoke about being pushed into uncomfortable situations as a kid, even trying to get other young artists around him into that lifestyle. So how you out here flexing a brand that's linked to the same type of weirdness that fucked you up in the first place? Either Wayne that oblivious, or he just don't give a fuck anymore. And honestly, neither one of those answers sound good. It's like every move he making lately just scream lost. Not calculated, not legendary, just straight up lost. And it hurt even more because we know what Wayne used to be. He wasn't just the hottest rapper alive.
I learned Lil Wayne. I wanted to be Lil Wayne. I would talk when I was younger, girls would say I look like Lil Wayne, so I would run with that. And I would wear the fedoras, and I would wear the tight polo tees with the skinnies, and wear the Vans and shit. Back then, I ordered a fake piercing off of Amazon, and I had it right here, and I used to wear it every day like I was Lil Wayne.
He was the blueprint. He set the tone for what it meant to be a superstar in hip hop. Now he out here moving like he forgot what game he was even playing. If Wayne's memory loss and weird fashion choices wasn't enough to raise some eyebrows, the next chapter of his downfall really put the icing on the cake. Because when Wayne needed saving the most, when he was facing serious Fed charges for that gold-plated piece found on his private jet, who pulled up to save him? Donald Trump. Yeah, the same Trump who was handing out pardons like party favors before he dipped out of office. Turns out it wasn't even Trump himself who gave a damn. It was Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, who grew up banging Wayne music and didn't want to see his childhood hero rot in jail. So Jared whispers in Trump's ear like, hey, let's pardon Weezy. He made my high school experience lit. And just like that, Wayne dodged a 10-year sentence. Now, the way Wayne tell it, the whole meeting with Trump wasn't nothing serious. Said Trump was cracking jokes the whole time, acting like he ain't even know why they was there. And when the photo op came up, the one that lit the internet on fire, Wayne said he didn't even care about the backlash. In fact, when asked if he worried about how people saw him after hugging up with Trump, Wayne basically said, "Man, suck my dog." That's how far gone he is. Ain't no image management, no PR filter, no self-awareness. Just raw ego wrapped in Balenciaga and weed smoke. It's like he actively daring the world to cancel him, but at the same time too disconnected to even know why anybody mad. And it's crazy, because this ain't the same Wayne that gave us Georgia Bush. Remember that track? When Wayne spazzed out after Hurricane Katrina and ripped George Bush to shreds for how he handled New Orleans? That was a man who cared, a man who gave a fuck about something bigger than himself. Fast forward to now, Wayne acting like he don't know what Black Lives Matter even is. Talking about, I ain't no politician, like it's some cute excuse. Nah, bruh, you went from screaming for justice for your people to taking selfies with a man who built a wall and told you to smile for the camera. But the wildest part, that pandemic grant money scandal. When COVID hit, the government threw artists a bone with stimulus cash to keep venues alive. Wayne got some of that bread, hundreds of thousands of dollars, meant to help struggling performers in small clubs. What Wayne allegedly do with it? Spend it on private jets, Balenciaga gear, and hotel trips for random women. And when a journalist called him out, asked for a comment, what Wayne do? Sent a text back basically telling her about his D-act. Didn't deny the scandal, didn't explain, didn't apologize. Just straight up sexual harassment with no shame. Wayne acting like he's still 22 and bulletproof, except he's damn near 43, washed and moving reckless. And even with all that mess, you would think maybe, just maybe, he locked in musically again. That maybe, after all this clown behavior, Wayne at least got some heat tucked away to remind the world who he really is. Because after all, he got Carter 6 coming out, right? A fresh new chapter, some GOAT level shit. Nope, what we getting instead is one of the weirdest album rollouts we ever seen. First off, the feature list looked like somebody threw darts at a billboard. Billie Eilish, Miley Cyrus, Andrea Bocelli, a fucking opera singer, and MGK. Wayne out here putting together a playlist that sound like a cursed Spotify algorithm. It's like he trying to make the most confusing album in history. How you go from inventing mixtape culture to making a Carter 6 that sound like Kids Bop meets Coachella. And on top of that, half the tracks Wayne previewed sound like old leftovers from 2014, recycled and dusted off like we wouldn't notice. Bro, this ain't the Carter 6 we was waiting on. This sound like a fever dream? Wayne tried to hype it up saying he was still recording every night, still putting points on the board. Said he had 22 straight years of Billboard chart hits. Cool story, but fam, charting with a mid-feature on somebody else's song ain't the same as dropping culture-shifting albums. Wayne out here bragging about staying active like an old NBA vet, bragging he's still shooting free throws at practice. Respectfully, nobody care if you still at the gym, dog. We want to see wins, not just warm-ups. And through it all, Wayne's still salty about the Super Bowl. In the Rolling Stone interview, he even said he refused to ever consider performing again. Said they stole that feeling from him. Bro, nobody stole shit. You fumbled yourself. You out here acting like Kendrick ruined your big moment. Meanwhile, Kendrick went up there, did a real art piece, no radio hits, no big pop features, no fake smiles, just real bars, real meaning, real history. Wayne could have learned something from that, but instead, he chose to sit outside the venue, smoke a blunt, and cry about it. At the end of the day, it's heartbreaking because we know Wayne's a genius. We know what he's capable of. We watched him dominate mixtapes, albums, features, radio, street anthems, all at once. Ain't nobody trying to take away what he built, but what we see now ain't genius. It's a man who isolated himself so deep in his own world, he don't even realize the game passed him by. He don't even realize the people he influenced surpassed him, evolved beyond him, while he's still stuck playing 2009 in his head. And the saddest part, maybe that delusion, that tunnel vision, that refusal to stay connected, maybe that's the same thing that made him great in the first place. Maybe Wayne always had to live in his own Martian fantasy world to keep creating the way he did. Maybe reality was always too ugly for him, but now that fantasy world ain't elevating him no more. Now it's dragging him down. Carter 6 dropping June 6th, and it's either gonna be a beautiful comeback story or the final chapter in the greatest tragedy hip-hop ever witnessed. Y'all let me know in the comments. Is Wayne still the GOAT in your eyes, or is he just another king who stayed too long on the throne? Before you click off, I need you to tap in down below. Was Wayne really robbed, or did he fumble his own legacy? Is he still top 5 dead or alive in your book? Or is it time we finally admit he lost the magic? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back, I'm reading everything. And if you drop a real take, I'ma shout you out in the next video. And if you rocking with how we break it down over here, hit that subscribe button and turn them noties on. We not here to kiss nobody's a high. We here to talk real. Stay locked in. More heat dropping soon.